exactly what is the result of your marketing rather than just placing ads everywhere and then hoping that it will work. So that's really bad marketing and nobody should do it. And so that's what about growth marketing. So the metrics that matter. So what's really important when you do marketing is to focus on the results. Make sure that you know what are the results of what you paid for, what you spent time and effort on, right? What are the acquisition channels? Where are these users coming from? Are they coming from Twitter? Are they coming from Instagram? Are they coming from App Store, just randomly finding you by search? Are they coming by an ad you've done somewhere? Uh, did they see you on a newspaper and they went and searched your app? Uh, so all of these things, you have to make sure to know where most of your users are coming. And you track these users. You have to know how many of them are converting. So you'll see, for example, oh, people coming from Twitter are most likely to convert, right? So you have to track all these things. And then you have to know what is your cost per acquisition. How much did it cost me to get that user? And how much would it cost me to get 100 more, 1,000 more? And you have to know, for example, that channel I've used got me 500 users and each one costed $1, let's say, right? Can you get another 5,000? So if I have $5,000, can I bring 5,000 users? So this is important. If you measure all these things, it will help you plan ahead. It will help you if you're raising money from investors. It will help you talk to investors and say, "Hey, see, we were able to get 500 users in 24 hours, right, using X channel, and we know that we can get 5,000 more if we spend $5,000. So we would need $5,000 for our monthly marketing budget." And then it comes to retention. How many of these users are staying, right? Because that will help you understand the types of users or audience that you're attracting. Um, are they the right people? Are they the people that would stick with your product, with your service? Maybe they found it attractive in the beginning, but then they're not really the type of people that would stick and then continue subscribing to your service. Maybe it's a monthly subscription, or maybe they're just their usage of the product or the app. And then what's the end goal is to find your customer lifetime value. X customer, how much is the value of that customer means to my business, right? So if customer A comes to my business today and stays for 5 years, and I know that they would pay on average monthly, let's say $10, right? I need to calculate how much is the lifetime value of that customer. Are they really gonna stay for 5 years? Are they just staying for 1 year or 2 years or 6 months? Or maybe just a month, right? So that takes time to calculate, but it's important if you have a lot of data for a year or more. It's good to calculate and know what's the customer lifetime value. So when you come to spend money to acquire customers, you know that okay, it's okay if I spend $50 to acquire a customer because my customer lifetime value is $500, it's $5,000. So it is important to know all of this these metrics. These there's a lot more metrics, a lot more things that you can measure. However, these are the things that you need to focus on because these are the things that will bring you results. These are the things that will help you plan. So if you only have these, that's okay. Everything else is just good to know, right? So, all right. So now let's talk about search engine marketing. Search engine marketing probably is the easiest way to promote your product online because you know that people are actually searching for your specifically for that keyword, and you want to target people who search for keywords that's relevant to your service, to your product. So it's easy that you can choose the right keywords, make the right bet, and then continue optimizing and measuring how it's going. Um, but choosing the right keywords is not as easy as it sounds. You will have to find all the keywords that's relevant and then filter them out and you will have to see what is the competitiveness of that keyword. Is it very competitive? Is it high, medium, or low? If it's very competitive, then it's going to be very expensive to compete in that keyword. There's a lot of other people who are competing for the same keyword. If it's medium competition, then you have a better chance. If it's a low competition, then that's the best. But if it's low competition, but also low volume when it comes to search, so people are not really using that keyword to search, then it's useless, right? So you'll have to kind of balance and find how many searches that keyword gets in your target market. So say Bahrain, how many people are searching for the keyword football, for example. So you would know that, okay, there's enough volume, but then you find out there's a lot of people who are bidding against that keyword. So it's very competitive and it's very expensive unless you're willing to pay a big dollar on the ad, and it makes sense for you that because customers are gonna, the customer lifetime value makes sense, then it's okay, right? And then you have to always optimize and measure. You will always find irrelevant keywords. Maybe your service is to provide um, football fields. You can book football fields, right? So some people who are searching for football, they're not necessarily looking for football fields. They're looking for football news. They're looking for football games. They're looking for an actual football to buy, right? So then these people is going to cost you money because they're going to click on your link thinking that you provide what they're looking for. So you have to be careful because that money can be spent too fast, too quick, and it gets all burned out by the wrong audience. Right. Then we go to my favorite marketing channel, which is search engine optimization. Why it's my favorite? Because one, it's completely free. You don't have to pay a damn thing to get a proper search engine optimization done right. And it is as good or not better than the paid Google ads because people trust organic Google results more than paid ads. And people really trust what Google gives them as recommendation. So if your site becomes on the first page, becomes as the first result, definitely people's gonna trust it. So nailing SEO is like nailing the golden medal when it comes to digital marketing. Nailing your SEO for your niche or your category in your market is like, you made it because people the first thing they would do is they're going to search Google for what they're looking for. If they search Google, you're the first result, second, third, you're winning because people's going to check out your website. They will try to find out what you're offering. Then it comes to you, right? What you have on your website, is it converting them, etc. So SEO is a very complicated topic, and it took me years to really digest and understand all the different parts of the SEO. But what's really important in SEO is following the rules. It's all rules. So there's two things. There are things that mostly in your control. So there are things on your website that makes, if you do them right, then you will do them right. There are things a little bit outside of your control. You can influence, you can try to push, and you can try to do things, but then if you focus well on your own content on your own website, if you use the right keywords, if you use the right titles of the pages, if you use the right headings and subheadings on your pages, the right paragraphs, image, captions, and alt text, then you will rank good. But as long as you have good content on your website, right? So having a good content means having unique content. So you just can't just copy another website and then hope that works well and hope that Google will rank you well. Google will penalize you if you copy another website. It's not going to be good for you at all. And that penalty might stay for a long time. So it's good to build unique content, good content, attractive content, content that contains keywords that you are targeting, content that contains keywords not only within the paragraphs, but also in the titles, in the headings, in the subheadings, in the image captions, and everywhere. And then even the images has to be relevant that you use in your website. So in your website, what type of content? It could be, your pages, your homepage, your blog posts, resources, and we're going to talk a little bit more about content marketing as in a different slide later, right? So you are in control when it comes to on-page SEO, right? The things that you can control within your own website, within your own pages and your own blog. However, there are off-pages SEO things that you have to do. So the more backlinks you have back to your website. So what do we mean by backlinks is how many other websites that links back to my website saying, hey, this website is about this topic, right? So Google will see, oh, okay, so this website has 500 backlinks. There are 500 websites that says that this website is about this subject. So that helps you rank better in Google. And then there are social signals. So social signals is how many people are talking about you, your business, your brand on social media, and linking back to your website, linking back to your product page, linking back to your blog post, on how many directories your website is listed. And all of these things also differs because how ranked are these websites? How well ranked are these websites that refers back to you? Are they well ranked or are they normal? So that makes a huge difference as well. Then your domain age. If you registered a domain a week ago, then you're not going to be ranked as well as a domain that has been registered for since 10 years, because there's more authority, there's more trust by Google for domains or websites that has been established for much longer. And then another one is page speed. So your website can't be slow. If your website is slow, Google is not going to show it. And trust me, they're not going to show it and it's hard to make a website fast. It's really hard, especially if you want to add proper content, rich content. But you need to work it out. If your website runs on WordPress, there are tools and there's plugins that helps you optimize your website speed. You need to get a developer to help you optimize your website code if you're doing a custom website. So yeah, you need to look at page speed. And one point I forgot to mention here is your website has to be mobile friendly. It was an option before. Now it's not an option. Most people use mobile to search and find websites, and Google will not show your website if it's not mobile friendly. So yeah, keep on these points. They are important to note when you're building a website or when you're trying to optimize an existing website SEO. It's important to look at both these things. You have more control on page, but even off page, you can try to get backlinks from partners. You can try to write a guest blog post somewhere else and backlink to your website. You can submit to directories, and you can encourage users to share on social media so you get social signals and all that. All right. And good luck on that. But you need to invest in SEO. It is not an option not to invest in SEO because it doesn't cost you money. And the earlier you start, the better, because it keeps kind of ranking you better by time. It takes time. Results don't get within a week or two. It takes months for you to rank well on Google. Right. So the equivalent of search engine optimization is App Store optimization, which is ASO. For me, App Store optimization is even easier than search engine optimization because you just have a single app and you want people to find your app and you want to be discoverable. So the first thing that you need to do is, so Google and Apple are giving you the options to add so many things, including the app icon, the app title, the subtitle, the screenshots. Make them pretty. Spend time, spend money, invest in making them very appealing, right? It's okay. Give a designer, a really good designer, to redesign your app icon, to redesign your screenshots. Make your screenshots stand out, because there's a lot of apps. You're competing with millions of apps on the App Store, not only on your category. You're competing with everyone else, right? So make it appealing, write the right titles, make it has a show your value proposition within the titles of the app, not just the name of the app. And then make it easy to find, right? So if people already know your app, they've seen the video about it, somebody talked about it, use the right app name, let them discover it, write it in multiple languages. Now Arabic is supported in both. It was only in Google Play. Now there's you can do an Arabic locale for Apple on the App Store. Use the right keywords. So for Apple, you have the option to enter keywords, right? And there are tools that help you find what are the right keywords. So this is quite similar to SEO, but for the App Store. So we'll help you find what's the right keywords, what people are really searching for. And so you use the right keywords, you have a limited length for keywords, and use the right description. For Google Play, they don't have keywords, they have descriptions, and people find you through the keywords within your own description. So spend time in writing a proper description that has a proper, and meaningful, and easy to understand as well. Because keep in mind that all kind of people is gonna look at this, right? So you need to make it very easy to understand, and don't use a lot of jargons. Make it easy, and then social proof. So one other thing that's really important for App Store optimization is how would people trust your own app if they don't see any reviews, they don't see any ratings. So you have to encourage users to go to the App Store, go to Google Play, and rank your app. Tell them you're happy, rank me, or give us 5 stars. If you're not happy, tell us what's wrong, right? Don't go and give me 1 star, just tell us what's wrong, and write your review. So people trust other people's reviews. They would go and look at them, say, oh, okay, this app looks interesting, and it got pretty good reviews, etc. So encourage users. You might see that in a lot of apps. Or you get pop-ups saying, hey, you're happy. If you're happy, they take you to the review. If you're not happy, they ask you for feedback. Even Microsoft does it. Everybody does it. So it's smart. If you can add that to your app, that would be a good smart move, because the more you get ratings and reviews, it will help you rank better. 1, 2, it will help other people trust your app and download it. Right. Good luck on that. Then so social media nowadays, organic post, maybe you've all noticed, right? It doesn't really make any results. So because Facebook and Twitter and everybody else want you to pay. They want you to pay for their ads. So organic posts, they rarely work. They will only work if they go viral, if other users share them. So yeah, there's limited type of content that goes viral. You can do, competitions and draws and things like that might go viral, and you will still have to boost them with paid ads and get influencers to promote them, etc. But what I really like about social media is the retargeting part. So a lot of people think I'll only have to target new users. I'll just forget about existing. No, you should target existing users, because you want them to come back. You want them to use the service again. You want to show them new offerings, new options, new features. People don't have time to read your updates on the App Store, or don't have time to read your newsletter emails telling them, hey, we have a new update. People don't care. right? So you should put it on their face. Hey, by the way, the app that you already use now has these new options. And the retargeting on social media is important. So you can retarget people, existing audience, and then the cool thing is you can find similar audience and target them as well. So that's something you need to look at. If you're not already doing it, you should start doing it. And it doesn't cost a lot of money, but the results are phenomenal because these are people who already know you, they already know your brand, they've at least been to your website, right? So you have a better chance of convincing these people than convincing somebody completely new about, hey, we are this, we are that. No, you already know about you. Now it's time to sell them or resell them. Right. So then content marketing. So content is important, and um, the best way to get customers is to actually create something valuable for them, either in social media or in websites or in your app or in your service. So you have to give them something for free. You have to do some videos talking about an area of expertise. You have to offer a free ebook, an infographic, build a tool, maybe a calculator for X or Y, free calculator. So you might see a lot of these on the internet, maybe on LinkedIn, maybe on websites. Maybe you see them when you go to blogs, etc., because they really work. And because when you give people some value, when you give them some content that's relevant to what they are kind of trying to do, and that's also relevant to what you're offering, um, they will appreciate it and they will say, okay, so these guys, they know about this topic very well, and they're doing ebooks about it. They're experts. Somebody coming up on videos and talking about X, Y. So I'm definitely gonna sign up with them. I'm definitely gonna find out if they can provide X service for me, etc. I trust them. They are the main expert in that. All right. So yeah. So this year, 2020. I don't know if you go a lot on Twitter, but this has been a trend and a pattern, and it's been there since a long time. But now this is becoming very, very popular between startups. People focus a lot on creating a community for their startup, and so this is the year of communities. And since everybody's sitting at home and nothing to do, so they just go around in different communities. And so it's important to build a community for your audience, whatever, whoever is your audience. If you're targeting B2B, if you're B2C, or if you're B2B2C, or if you're B2G, and then it's people. And people, they like to have connections, and they like to have other people like them, right? So when you create a community, you would create a space for people to conversate, to discuss, and to kind of be within a zone that is for your own brand, for your own company, for your own product. And they will, talk about their experience. They will share tips with each other. They will help each other. And if new customers come and see, oh, there's a live community and it's happening, then definitely they would be interested. Okay, they will feel, okay, I belong here. I want to be here. I want to be part of this. I will subscribe to this service, to this product. So by building that community, by creating that space for them, you will let them generate content, and you will let them generate a lot of content that's going to help you with the SEO. People, when they search for something relevant, they will find, because you don't have to generate 500 pages a month. If there is somebody already doing it for you for free, right? And that adds a social proof as well. It will show, oh, okay, people are already using this. There are thousands of users already using that product, and they're talking about it, they're happy about it, and they're passionate about it. So yeah, makes users speak about your product and service. So word of mouth, yes, it's the best thing that can happen to your product or service. The second best thing is community marketing. And community marketing actually triggers word of mouth because it gives people the space and the tools to talk about your product. So yeah, give them the tools and to share and invite others within your product, embedded into your website and your offering, into your app. Okay, then so viral loops. So viral loops is also an interesting technique and interesting way to promote your startup, is to embed a viral cycle inside your product offering, right? So who has done this is a lot of companies have done this, of course, but Dropbox has been famous for their viral loop. So they've created Dropbox, when they first started, they didn't have a product. They had a video that talks about Dropbox, and beneath that video, they said, if you're, you can sign up and then invite friends. If you invite every friend you invite, you get extra, I think 50 MB or something like that. So people were very excited. They were inviting all their friends. So they created all this viral loop, and their friends came and they said, "Oh, okay, let me invite my friends." And then their friends came and they invited. So they created a viral loop, and it was very, very successful. And a lot of companies still do that. There are a lot of creative ways to do it. So yeah, look into that. I can tell you a lot of examples. So there's interesting way for example, for viral loop, you can say, hey, here's a free month, right, to get the service, but tweet up. After you tweet, you get a free month, for example, right? So there are different ways to do this, but it's all about incentives. It's all about how you incentivize people to share your offering, your service. Okay, email marketing. Email marketing still works. Some people would say, "Oh, nobody reads emails." I disagree. A lot of people disagree. A lot of companies until today, that's their main marketing channel. Especially if you're doing B2B, it's easier to do through email. It's easier to reach out to the right people through email and to find the right audience. Your prospects, maybe through LinkedIn or through business cards that you've collected in an event, or through a forum that you have on your website, etc. It's email marketing still works if you do it right, of course. It doesn't work just randomly by sending somebody, "Hey, buy my product." Nobody's gonna buy it. You first, the most important thing is great copy. So you have to have a great copyright thing done for your email, right? It's all about the subject. The subject line is 90% of what makes an email successful, because maybe it's 99%, right? Maybe it's 100%. The thing is with if nobody opens your email, then it's all gone to waste, right? So people needs to open your email, and what makes them open the email is the subject line. So be very creative with your subject line. Experiment. Don't send it to your 5,000 people. Send it to 50 people and see how many of them open that subject. Be creative. Look at examples. There's a lot of tools that help you generate subject lines. And I'm going to talk about tools at the end of this. Make it personal. Don't send an email that sounds like a robot that just sent that email. Make it very personal. Make it that sound that you personally have written and sent that email to that person. And then you have all the tools that helps you do that. I'm going to talk about tools about an email marketing later. I don't know what's missing here, but the other part of email marketing is building the audience, right? So how you attract the audience, how do you find them, how do you get the prospects, contacts, and then how you segment them, because you don't want to send the same email to everyone. You have to send the right email to the right person, using the right words, the right style. If maybe you have different types of customers, different seniority levels, different interests, and then offer them something interesting, right? So in the email, just make it, hey, we have product that does 1, 2, 3, 4. No, say that, hey, the first 50 people who respond to this email, I'm gonna give them a 50% discount. Or hey, we have a crazy offer before the end of the year. If you sign up, you will get 2 months free. You know, things like that. Offer them something really interesting. Something really interesting. Not like, oh, I'll give 10% discount. That's not interesting. Make it crazy interesting, right? Okay. Oh, okay. I think we're probably in the last slide. Um, that went quick. So what are the tools and resources? There's a lot of tools and resources for everything that we talked about. And there are books and there are a lot of blog posts and videos and guides and all of that. And if you're interested in any of the topics, you can go and research them. You can email me, you can connect with me on social media, and maybe we can even, engage in a consultancy engagement, etc. So what are the tools and resources that I would see really valuable, and I've been using most of them for years now. Some of them are fairly new. So one of the very cool features, cool tools, is called copy.ai. It's been there for a couple of months only, but it's the best tool that helps you generate written content for your blog, for your email subject, for your advertising, for your tweets, for your social media captions, for your descriptions, your product description, for your app description. It auto generates that for you. All you have to do is write your own version, and it gives you like 50 different versions. It uses AI, GPT-3, I've maybe heard of it. And it's amazing. It's amazing. So I know the founder of Copy AI, and only within 2 months, I think now he is at 15K MRR, 15,000 monthly recurring revenue, because that product is crazy. I was lucky. I got a lifetime membership, but I think monthly it costs around $49. But check it out. There's a free trial. Try it out. It's amazing. You will love it. And the second one is for visual content is Canva. So Canva.com. I made this presentation on Canva.com. I didn't need a designer, so it's like you're a designer. Gives you creative ideas and templates and everything. And yeah, it helps you build ebooks. It helps you build presentations. It helps you build social media posts. Especially if you're working in a small team and you don't have a dedicated designer, and or your designer is not, that creative, and you might just use Canva and fire them. So anyway, marketing automation. I think we did not talk about this topic much, but there are ways that will help you automate your marketing efforts, automate your marketing funnel, and automate how things are done. So there's a lot of things that they're a repeat, they're a loop. So you can use tools like IFTTT, which is if this then that. You can do things like, if Donald Trump tweets, right, save that tweet and post it or send it as an email to X. Or if, for example, Lionel Messi posts on Instagram, take that photo and tweet it. Things like that. So you could be creative about this. You could do crazy things. Be careful with it, because there's a lot of bad things that can happen by automating. But there's a lot of cool tools. Phantom Buster is even more unique. Zapier is quite similar to IFTTT. It integrates with different tools and different channels, thousands of channels actually. Phantom Buster is even more unique, has more kind of cool recipes they can do. So yeah, look at these tools. They're pretty cool. And then for SEO, there's again hundreds of tools for SEO. But the main and the first tool that you use, and it's free, is Google Keyword Tools that will help you search keywords, how popular they are, and what's the search volume. And then you would be able to find the right keywords that and how competitive they are as well. So you'll find the right keywords that you want to target in your own market. And then you have SEM Rush is one of the most popular ones. These are, I think, there's free trials, and then you have to, they're paid. And then you have Ahrefs as well. This is another paid tool that's pretty popular. It's pretty old, been there for a long time. And then for email marketing, my favorite tool is MailChimp. However, if you reach large audience and you have like 20,000 users or 50 or 100,000 more, then will it get expensive, right? So there are alternatives for MailChimp that are open source. So we have Matic. Matic is an open source tool or a platform that can automate, or it's quite similar to MailChimp. It has everything that MailChimp has, a little bit more as well. So it's a marketing automation tool focused on email. It's open source. You can download it. You can deploy it on your own server. You can have it marketing.mycompany.com in your own subdomain, everything, and you're done. And you could use it. But yeah, that's a pretty cool tool I recently discovered this year, actually. Right. So yeah, these are some of the tools. When it comes to books, I haven't mentioned books here, but the best book I would recommend is called Traction. Traction is the best book I would recommend if you want to know more about growth hacking and digital marketing and growth marketing and all that. It's a pretty cool book. It has all the different channels and everything, and it's very actionable book, actually. It's not very theoretical. All right. So let's get in touch. These are my social media handles, and you can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and that's my email. That's my personal email I always use. Write them down. Give you a moment. Yeah.
Hi, Ali. We have a question. Can you
Sure.
access the questions?
Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. So, what's the question, please? I think I can't hear.
Paid one and affordable.
Yeah, I cannot hear, by the way.
Oh, you can't hear me. I think it's my internet.
Yeah, can you repeat it? I think there was a connection, I think, problem.
Yeah. So any good free ASO tools, and what is the best paid one and affordable?
Okay, I haven't been using, to be honest, ASO tools for a long time, but and on top of my head, yeah, I can't remember the names, to be honest, because the last time I used ASO tools was like 2 years ago. But there are a lot of them now, and there are ones that see the free. What I remember is the free ones gives you limited visibility on things. If you go, most probably you'll have to go with the paid one if you're tracking and your app is growing, etc. You'll have to go with the paid one. But I can't remember names. Yeah, so App Annie is one of the most popular ones, one of the oldest ones. App Annie, that is one, and I've been using this. And there was one called App Tower or something, or ASO Tower, something like that. But there are plenty. You have to check out and compare and see which one would work better for you. Because see, it's not all of them are the same. Some of them give you a better visibility on things. What really matters to you is, for example, you want to track competitors. Some of them give you a way to kind of compare how you're doing comparing to your competitors. So you need to find which tools gives you what, and then decide if it makes sense for you. All right.
Yeah.
Do we have any
So,
more questions?
so that's the only question I've received. Does anyone else have any questions? Or if you guys would want to raise your hands and talk.
So as I said, if you guys have any questions, if you want to know more about any of the topics we talked about,
We have another question.
okay, all right, cool.
So, from your point of view, what is the must-have paid tools when it comes to growth?
When it comes to,
Growth.
okay, it depends what your what are your growth channels? What are you focusing on? If you focusing on SEO, definitely you will have to get a good SEO tool that help you kind of track how you're ranking in terms of keywords for your markets, and then helps you find the right keywords to choose, etc. So it depends on what channels you're focusing on. That's one. Second, if you're depending on content creation and on copywriting and writing blog posts and doing a lot of ads and etc. So I would recommend copy.ai, which is a pretty cool tool. We never had before a way to auto generate text, and really good text. Not It's not robotic text. It's feels human like text. So you should look at that. I think it's one of the cool tools. I use Canva.com. Well, I went like maybe for a couple months on the pro version, but I never needed the pro version. Canva.com to create content on the free version, it's enough for me. For maybe people who are heavily kind of dependent on creating visual content, then they might go to the paid version. Email marketing, MailChimp gives you up to, I think, 2,000 users for free. If you exceed that, then you'll have to pay. So it all depends on your usage. Um, then marketing automation, also the same thing. So IFTT gives you a limit. Zapier gives you a limit. Um, there are alternatives for example, MailChimp. As I said, there's open source tools that you can deploy on your own server. Like you can self-host them, so it doesn't cost you any money.
So, these are the questions for now. I don't think there are more questions. But yeah, as you've mentioned, if anyone has any questions, you guys can very just reach out to Ali through his contacts. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So, are we done for today?
I think we are. So thank you, everyone. Wish you a great end of the week and end of the year, and
End of the year.
hopefully have a great year ahead.
Hopefully, inshallah. Thank you so much, Ali. That was amazing. Thank you for your time and your efforts and your knowledge and everything. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. And thank you everyone for attending. I hope you guys have benefited a lot. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.